Hopefully this works. The stream is working because I need to finish the story so then, because Finon comes out like literally like soon, and I need to complete it. So the stream is just used to where is? Can I change the description?
And now, the object, such as what Professor Anaxa always Pollux, I shall lift you from the river of souls and reforge your soul. But if even the slightest trace of your soul remains, Lady Almanette. Did she recognize you? I'm afraid she is just another spirit trapped here. Please, go on.
Yes.
There's no need to.
The world.
I understand that you chose to remain silent about the story, but you no longer need to hide that story.
Well, Styxia, the pearl of the ocean. From where you stand.
Indeed. I cannot imagine that those from the era Chrysia, blessed with a journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent, because all things eventually fade to dust. But I still can't take that as the final.
However.
Please enlighten me. Your words might truly guide
You and I. But
love.
no one at the so-called era Chrysia was an. Perhaps the people of Styxia chose to, but instead became fixated and obsessed.
What does
Therefore,
this even mean, though? But instead became fixated and obsessed with the impulses and desire tied to infinite existence. That
death
doesn't even
is
make
not
sense.
a thing of fear.
That's right, Casterus. It is the reason we shed tears. If you truly.
I understand. Our limited lifespan shapes all that we know and love. Nestia's love was the chrysalis of gold's first blessing. If the world was bereft of death, then the Queen of Styxia wouldn't have played midwife in delivering me into this world. You wouldn't have welcomed me into Idonia. And Aglaya would never. And I. Thank you, Mother.
And you rest in peace.
I will use all the love. My teacher, Anaxagoras. Grant me the wisdom of all things. I call upon
Beautiful.
thee, the stripped dead dragon's corpse. Rises from the earth,
Oh,
falls from the sky.
that Pollux? Oh my
As
god, it is
above,
beautiful. Holy crap.
so below.
Oh
This
my
is the greatest power
god.
of all powers. Unstoppable in this world. The great work that commands all death. I shall grant you embrace.
Beautiful.
Let's try
I
this
didn't
the hard
know
way.
that this was his head.
We
Okay,
can
I
do
do
it.
understand how this fight works out. This fight's pretty simple.
Show me the way. I shall
Show me the
love
way.
this warmth.
I do not have enough for
Move
an
here.
ult? How?
Embrace a new life.
What? I'm gonna be doing very little damage. Okay.
I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid.
Pollux has a voice?
Is the girl who once saved my life truly gone? Or will
I
you
should have
kill
skilled
yourself
it, but it's
again?
okay because we have max HP on the dragon.
Keep this hatred and regret.
Oh my god, this story is... What? Oh, we are shredding. If you destroyed him.
There's no more need to weep in grief. I will grant you peace. Yes, it's me. Be careful. They may be moving by instinct, but there is fury welling up within them.
Oh my god. Well, I definitely won the fight way
Midget
too early.
protect us!
I didn't even get to see all the dialogue lines. But it's okay.
Please, don't turn back to the nether realm.
Oh my god. Casters
Of
are
death.
queen? She can do that?
Sleep in peace.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Pollux is getting body, Bo.
I'm sorry I have to wake you up from ancient death. And I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid.
Is she can just chill in that poison
Do you
goo
remember
doom?
me? I'm the girl you once carried across the Sea of Souls. I'm sorry I wasn't able to remember you, but with the help of many people, I was finally able to pick up these. I'm back, Pollux. I know this might not be what you wanted, but I have to do this. So please, carry me across the Sea of Souls again and return me to the Netherrealm. Please take me to where the core flame of death rests.
It is so weird. It's so weird that her head is like still in the egg.
I'll be going now.
Wait, let's go.
They may look scary, but as long.
Yeah, we're getting crazy drunk.
What's wrong?
I'm done for. It's so over.
Are you. What's wrong with her? Her time is almost up. If I don't go now, I'm afraid her soul will return to Thanatos' embrace before me. What? Oh no! Is there anything we can. Don't worry. I promised I would ask Thanatos for the Trailblazers' right to roam. Mem, stay here and keep a close watch until I return. Alright. I'm the best at taking it. Go on, Cass. Make sure not to leave yourself with any regrets. It's a deal then. Please. Wait for me.
Oh, you sit in your little dinghy. You get to hear my song and follow closely behind as some venture not with me into the vast sea, for perhaps without seeing me you will lose your way into the ocean.
After all that, you still ended up back here.
Cypher? No, that's not Cypher. I don't know why I think it's Cypher. Beautiful though. That's beautiful.
So the legends were true. The Netherrealm really is a sea of flowers.
Yes. Just like the flower fields we tended to back then.
Is that you, Plixia?
Oh, Pollux,
To
Polixia. Come on,
be
how did I not think of that? I'm actually dumb.
I don't have the memories from that.
I'm sorry, you sure everything's fine?
I see.
But yeah, right now it seems like we're good, right? Yeah. I wish I could be a little bit louder. I can bring my mic even closer.
Call me Thanatos, then. It'll be easier. However, since you recognize the name, you must already know everything about Thanatos,
But I don't know why I think
right?
about Thanos. I instantly think of Thanos from goddamn Marvel.
I'm here to reforge the order of life and death in Amphorius.
You know, my sister was a sympathetic, but rather sensitive person. Whenever she didn't want to say what was on her mind, she would avoid eye contact and look off into the distance,
Like a lot of people.
just like what you are doing now.
Can you tell me about the last Era Nova? What did you do, Polixia?
A long, long time ago, there were a pair of like-minded twins.
What is
As
this?
foretold in the prophecy, they were chosen to be successors to the god of death. But fate was cruel. The price of attaining divinity was to...
That trial was indeed recorded in that memory.
Then you should already know that my sister voluntarily gave up her own life so that I could ascend as the demigod of death. But I couldn't accept that. Why did we have to kill each other for a future she'd never see herself? That's not fair.
That is not fair. But the world is unfair. That's the whole entire
So,
thing.
while weaving the laws of the new world, I shattered the forbidden bottom line for life and death.
Hmm. What does that
I
even mean?
reshaped my sister's soul and took the form of the great dragon Pollux to carry her up the River of Souls and back into the mortal realm.
Beautiful.
But our fates were already decided and manifested in unexpected ways in response to my futile actions. Aging
Damn.
is an unbreakable law of nature laid upon humankind, created at the same time as death. When the living die, their souls will meet Thanatos. If the Reaper raises their left hand, the soul is granted death and allowed to enter the Netherrealm to await reincarnation. If they raise their right hand, the soul is rejected by the Netherrealm and returned to the mortal realm to continue walking the earth.
That's why the Hand of Shadow can only lay down judgment and not embrace another being.
Yes, death was originally a pair of hands,
Hmm.
but they were split in twain when we reached the mortal realm, never to touch each other. The half of Thanatos that represents life, the undying human who grants death, that was the curse.
Then, what about you?
As the half of Thanatos representing death, I shoulder the fate of defying death. I died from then on. My Titan also no longer existed in this world.
Oh wow.
The cycle of life and death stopped. Souls were denied their audiences and were left stranded. But I
That's
remained.
tragic.
My selfish desire to save your life gave you and the world a fate far worse than death instead.
Wow.
Then, what was left of my reason was left behind in the Netherrealm, where I've been taking care of these flowers day after
Gotta get a
day
little bit closer to my sister.
until there is now a sea of them, all while mulling over the subject of life, death, parting, and enduring an endless loneliness.
Tusk was chilling.
fate is absurd indeed. Our lives were a mirrored image of one another, like a pair of hands. Even so, we arrived at the same destination. We walked different paths, yet experienced the same pain.
Beautiful.
I had hoped that maybe you would at least have a good life in this cycle. I'm sorry.
I lived my life well. It didn't go to waste. As far as I'm concerned, you did nothing wrong.
Even though I forced the authority of granting death to humanity upon you, a total stranger.
Too many responsibilities were forced upon me in the course of this long journey. I was once lost, even upset, but I realized recently that if it weren't for your blessing, I wouldn't have understood the source of these emotions, nor would I have realized my purpose. I wouldn't have made it here to reunite with my missing half. And we wouldn't be discussing our past while sharing the same view of this landscape. I wouldn't have understood the meaning of our existence.
The meaning of our existence.
This sea of flowers blooms on dead land, because we sowed it with the seeds of our separation and watered it with our tears of loneliness. Yes, the only thing death is allowed to create are flowers that bloom from blood and tears. That's why Thanatos cannot create living beings at will. Nor can the hand of shadow determine a person's remaining days. Because the life and death of mortals should never be dictated by another's will.
Are you saying there's no point in Thanatos' existence?
No. No single being can bear the scales of life and death on their own. Not even a god. Life and death weigh equally heavy. We both know that now, don't we?
You, too, must have had a difficult life. We've taken quite the ridiculous journey together, haven't we? I had a feeling, even back then, that we would meet again one day. Not to embrace one another after a long separation, but to come in search of retribution. Tell me the answer that's already been written. And let us draw this seeming... It's been far too long. I've waited here for centuries, watching day after day. I always hoped I would see you among them. But I was also afraid of seeing you. But more than anything, I was afraid that you might have forgotten.
I know. But don't you see, Polixia? I made it back anyway. You don't have to shoulder death's authority on your own anymore. It was always meant to be held in two hands anyway. So, let's give our core flame to her, and have her take it back to the mortal realm. Give humanity back their cycle of life and death. Our responsibility as Thanatos was never about picking out favorite souls. We were only meant to watch over life. Let's tend the field together and create a warm sea of flowers for all the souls to come. What do you think, Polixia?
Yes, just one last step. You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be born with the dead flame. As
So real.
foretold by the prophecy, Thanatos' authority is only destined for only one person to wield. As our fated moment has arrived once again. Just like before. Yes, just like before. But unlike that time, the ones undergoing the trial this time are prepared.
You've made up your mind?
Yes, as dictated by fate. But complete your trial in this life. Grant me the embrace of death. You've been tempered by life and death. I know you'll be able to give this wasteland its first breath of life, like a raven butterfly, flying swiftly into the nether realm, perching on the twig of death.
I will.
True.
After this, I will remain
Do you
permanently in the
think
Netherrealm.
do you
The river
think
of souls shall return here and
Subaru
rain down
I
from the
don't know.
sky.
I don't know if people are saying
The
that this
scattering
girl
cycle of
experienced more
life and
pain
death will flow
than
once again.
Subaru.
The sea of
Is
flowers
Natsuki his
below
last
shall
name?
bear countless
Really?
joyous or sorrowful souls
That's crazy.
and bloom evermore.
Well, something better. Natsuki sounds like a girl name. But hmm no. But I don't know if people are saying that Castorus experienced more pain than Subaru. How would you interpret it? Would you? Subaru's power is like I go through traumatic events over and over and over and over and over again. But if, huh? He did get numb to it though. Yes, he did. He gets he gets numb to the traumatic events that keep on happening. Whatever route. And greed. Oh wow, he died to 100 million times and he lost count. Really? If not, then what? If everything goes wrong in that greed route, he just kills himself? Hmm. He killed himself just to say the correct weather? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, the brain doesn't process it. It processes it at the first time because it never gone through it again. Yeah, yeah. Which is incredibly annoying. I don't know. Would you rather? So you're saying, well, Caster's whole gimmick is like, whatever anything that has to do with life, if I touch it, they die. No, like even gloves don't work. Like no matter what she touches, die. You think so? Any living object dies that you touch. Like literally anything. Like it isn't. Like she doesn't even need to touch it. If she's even near it, they'll die. Like she kills everything nearby her. Like you're never gonna ever be able to touch a human, and if you do, they're gonna die. You won't ever be able to touch any living object, ever, because they'll die. You not having what? Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, imagine like never being able to touch any of your family members, never being able to touch any of your friends' stuff, never being you can't even be close. Can't even be close to them, bro. You can't even go to school. You would never even have a friend. And she lives in an era where there's no technology, bro. She's living in like the Subaru times, you know? There's just medieval stuff. There's nothing else except for being next to people. No. No mortal. That's the reason. Yeah. But there's a difference. If you're a god, how does it work? They live on, bro. She's literally the god of death, and whoever she touches, they don't die. Like if or not, if they're also a god, you can't kill God. Like God is immortal, bro, immortal. Not even the god of death in HSR can kill another god. Not even the god of death in HSR can kill another god. This theme, by the way, is so peak. I don't know. I don't know that also hurts though. It's not just like a normal disability. Okay, sure, being blind must goddamn suck. I'm not gonna lie, being deaf must blind, but not being able to touch any living thing, not even being able to be near any living thing. Why, dude? The kingdom. Why would a kingdom want to be formed around you, where every single soldier near you just dies? You're by yourself, bro. You're a solo kingdom. But that like you know how sad that is. Like the fact that like you don't even get good human interaction, and if you do, it's not gonna last for that long. They don't die. I mean, like I don't know how exactly it works, cause like sometimes when she's near stuff, like she doesn't need to touch it, they'll die. But like sometimes when she's near someone, they won't die. It's weird. It's like, huh? Cause like she tried to touch a flower, like, but even just putting her hand next to it, died. But like she does have a mother though. But her mother survived from died of old age because she kept her distance with her mother. But like imagine, I don't know, that's just sad. Like you're never gonna be able be able to be next to someone. Especially if you can't touch anything. It's horrible. Like it's not just Brandon, it's not just losing your sense of touch basically. It's also losing like all human interaction. If I had to guess, it's not horrible. It's not. I'm pretty sure you can get pretty close. Cause in the show, the only thing that was stopping from this grandma and her dying was literally a stick. They were holding a stick, a dead stick together. Not that long. It's like the average anime stick. Yeah, the average anime stick. Yeah, probably. But you can't touch anything though. Like literally, like it's weird because she killed a deer without even being next to it. But like how does that work when she's next to that grandma that's only 1 feet away? It's so weird. That also sucks if your power, by the way, is inconsistent, which means that you could randomly kill someone depending on the distance. Huh? Dude, that'd be also so sad. That is just sad.
Just one last thing. Can you
Tsubunatsuki gets too much
grant
trauma?
me? Of
Probably.
course.
I just wanted to see if what you would think.
Please don't forget me.
I promise you, when we meet in the next world, even if I have endured another reincarnation,
I don't know. Also,
maybe
that's
we can
how I was
not
just
know
thinking
each
about it.
other's names.
Subaru, there's only one problem with Subaru. He gets attached to something way too often. A person, mostly people, right? He gets attached to people, and that's why he needs to try to get a perfect ending. Casters, on the other hand, she can't get attached to people. Like you lose the feeling of love when when you have a power like that. But they could die at the same time.
I will still hold you tightly in my arms, just like what I did when we were born.
I don't know. I don't think she can just choose like that. He literally does, because you said that his death power literally works as if he did not get the ending that he wants, then he will die, or his power will restart him, or like he has to be satisfied with it, so he can get the perfect ending. The trauma of what? Dying? Grief of losing what? What does he lose? Yeah. Hmm. No. I didn't watch season 3, bro. Of Subaru? Hmm. I mean, why would he kill himself if he doesn't even know that Julius lost? That he doesn't know anything about Julius? How does he know? You said everyone lost their memories. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. That's weird. Hmm.
An answer for me? And how will you prove the veracity of your argument?
Who? Mm-hmm.
Remember what happened on the Holy Mountain? Calypso, Naias. As their destined ends approached, one by one they left this world, leaving only the twins, who are fated to succeed death. Unfortunately, while their journey is consistent with ours, you and Calypso, as well as Nikador and Naias, act as supporting evidence. I can only come up with a rough sketch for my theory of a cyclical history. For all the pains I took to reach this point, I had already lost hope of ever obtaining definitive proof. After all, the past is in the past. Proving that we are the
No,
legacies of heroes of the past is a
I think
hopeless
I'm close to
endeavor.
finishing the story.
That is, until I met a girl named Polixia and her sister. If Castorus was truly sent from the past to the present for the Titan's self-serving reasons, then having lived through two cycles, and with Styxia as the pivot, she will no doubt be the link to connect all of this together. If the Twins of Death can bridge two cycles to reunite at the shores of the Sea of Souls, then my hypothesis will no longer be just a
Yeah,
hypothesis. And you too will get the answer to your question.
I mean, maybe I need to keep on
That is
watching,
all well
but
and
she might
good.
become a god.
But how can you be so sure? If there is even the slightest error in your hypothesis, the girl will be shattered.
It matters not. The most important quality a scholar must possess is foolhardiness. If you are overly cautious, then you'll never have the gumption to make the first step, and change will never come.
Brayden, do you think being overcautious is a bad thing? Depends on what. This is how this guy thinks of it. This is how this guy thinks of it. If anyone that has like a theory or an idea, if you're overly cautious, you'll never have the gumption to make the first step, and change will never come. Well, that's literally what overly and very cautious. Overly and very cautious mean the same thing. So you're saying very cautious means you take the first step. Hmm.
Besides, I, an Exagoras, am destined to overturn this farcical
Well,
world.
perfectionist means everything has to be perfect, so they're way
Come,
too overly cautious.
let us go and teach.
Yeah,
Fine. So,
Let those Chrysos heirs who started this
yeah, it
terrible
does.
war hear you. Let them hear the voices.
as always, that woman knows how to stir up a crowd.
Professor Anaxa, I thought you'd pass on this.
Everyone must cast their vote, or this assembly would.
Prof, do you truly think it's wise to entrust the fate of the world?
Akama has stood strong under this system for 1,000 years. But that is not what you're asking, is it? What you really want to know is Aglaya making the right decision in entrusting the fate of the world?
Nothing ever escapes you.
I didn't spend all those years teaching you for nothing. Most people only take 4 years to graduate, if I recall.
To tell the truth, I feel like I'm on my way to an execution chamber instead of a podium. So,
No, I don't.
I thought so.
Because that question is not yours to ask in the first place.
Next is a joke.
Is Aglaya entrusting the world to you the right decision? Don't make me laugh. That is a question that woman must answer herself. Why are you fretting about this on her behalf? Or have you been seeing yourself as her pawn all this time? Listen up. I'll say this only once. Flip your perspective around and ask yourself this instead. What should I do to ensure that the world doesn't stray from the correct path? That is what you should be thinking about.
This guy's smart.
You still have time, so give it some thought. Oh, and don't bother telling me the answer. Tell it to those begging for salvation from the gods.
Got it. Thank you, Professor Anaxa.
That's Anaxagoras to you.
Who?
That'll depend on how well you perform. May Circe safeguard your thoughts.
Lord Anaxa, the last speaker, Lady Kindness, has all right.
Elders and citizens, finding of IDs.
Much obliged.
I remember him. He's the... Where's Lady Goldweaver? Why is she sending this guy to give the last speech?
Can this dude really face down?
By Kephalie above, as you look upon, I see your fear and misgivings. Yet, before you contemplate something as grand as the fate of the world, I ask...
What?
Ides Elysiae, my beloved hometown, is a village forgotten by time. It is a place, how I wish I could invite all of you to that paradise, far from... Because she, and all that she nurtured, all...
Oh, Fanon's like going through his whole backstory right now.
I will never forget the day the black tide struck. My father, Hieronymus, fought with a broken sword to his last breath to protect his child. My mother, Aldada, she was ripped apart by monster Galba. He was a hunter. But in the end,
This
those
reminds
arms
me
that
of
once drew
Julius
a bow
Caesar,
instead embraced
the
Piso,
play.
his beloved son, as they both breathed their last. Pythias, the
Claire is
teacher,
not happy.
risked her life to save her students, but a burning beam. And what of Livia, her daughter? Did she make it out alive?
What am I hearing? I'm hearing yapping.
She didn't. Livia, Piso, and so
I
many
mean, they
other
all rest in
children.
peace, though.
My childhood friends. They kept saying the same thing over and over. Even up until the final moment, I finally steeled my heart and... Why, finally? Aren't we the best of friends?
Well, so, what? Okay. Gotta prove your point, though.
Is the black tide. A looming threat that can bring Akuma to its knees any time. Kindness may have promised that with the 3 titans of Calamity Con, Akuma will return to an era Chrysia once more. But much as it pains me, I must disappoint you. While the demigod of strife has done everything in his power to hold them back, by now the name of that black-robed swordmaster, the Flame Reaper, has likely echoed throughout the city already. The roaring thunder is a message from the strife demigod. The Flame Reaper has risen from death. And
Lies! If such a powerful enemy is indeed approaching, why is Akuma still a picture of peace?
exactly. The city of Akuma shows no signs of pandemonium or chaos. And why is that? I beg you, spare a moment to think about this.
By the way, there's like no one
Are we
Akuma
able
builds.
to
It's actually
stand here
deserted.
and hold this assembly in peace today because the danger has passed? No. This peace we enjoy is no gift of fate. We are able to stand here today only because the Chrysos heirs have stepped up and shielded Akuma from calamity. With her golden thread, the Council of Elders claims that Aglaia will one day forsake the people because her divinity is eroding her body and soul. But ask yourselves this. Rather than offering her aid and support, why do they choose to watch and push Akamo? The answer that no one can bring themselves to speak of. A truth stained in blood and buried in greed, fear, and vanity.
Oh, I can't skip?
Allow me to lay it bare before you. It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akima's history and honor, along with this citizens' assembly we once took so much pride in, are now infested with vermin.
Everyone's in shock.
You insolent whelp! How dare you!
It is true that Aglaya has reached her limit. Why? Because she has been working tirelessly to weave the defenses of our holy city against the encroaching evil. Oh, well,
Glad a queen.
these vermin are making a baseless act. Not once has she ever failed Akama. Yet these vermin attempt to tear her apart, tarnishing her name with unfounded allegations. They attempt to mislead you and reduce this assembly to a crude standoff between gods and humans, but citizens of Akama. Examine them closely. Beneath all that finery, do you see the good heart of a human? Make your judgment, then turn your gaze to the demigods, whom so many of you regard as cold and merciless. Do you not see the light of humanity in them? Yet, no matter what your answer is, and no matter who your vote goes to, rest assured that you have nothing to fear, for Aglaya, Tribios, and I will remain your faithful guardians, and this vow will stay true until the end of our days, where it will be passed on to future flame chasers. A steadfast and unwavering promise that shall endure through the ages.
At the present time, on the scales of Talentum, each faction holds an...
As expected.
And now...
Is there anyone else who hasn't?
No, you're the last. Cast your vote with care.
I have long since...
Very well.
Why does he want to place the last vote? Does it actually matter?
You've done well, Finan. Given the circumstances, delivering a rousing speech to stir up emotions.
But it was well.
Thank you all for your patience. On behalf of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany, and the scholars of... But before that, in the interest of fairness, Lady Goldweaver, I pose a question to you. Will you, as Finan has promised, stand by the decision made in the Assembly, regardless of outcome?
In the interest of fairness, I make no promises, lest it should influence your decision.
Very well. I thank you for your honesty.
What's he doing?
The stakes are high. Let's be patient.
Cut the act! Who do you think you are wasting our time?
Lord Anaxa, please do not forget that I...
Rule number 1. Do not call me Anaxa. Rule number 2. Never interrupt me.
How can they even hear from that far away?
Just vote already. What are you waiting?
Your vote. Cast your vote.
Castores. Come on.
I cannot help but wonder, is every hardship in the world something you will exploit and use to your...
How else am I supposed to make use of this situation where my body and soul are separated? Oh, Xerxes. Oh, let us journey to the Netherrealm and see how she will substantiate the answer to your question and validate my... We need only to follow the sound of the tides. You...
Well done, child. Just a teacher. What a twist of fate. A
You eating
blasphemer
everything.
raised in the doctrines of the Venerationists. It's like a foal kicking its mother in the...
I respect you.
You cherish the truth. So, child, do not be troubled by the criticism. As the sage of the Venerationists, I am duty-bound to oppose you. But, as your friend and mentor, go forth. Go now, child. And when you reach the end of this journey...
You have my words.
May Cersei safeguard your...
You are right, Empedocles. My lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter. May we meet again.
What are you waiting for? Just cast your vote.
Silence! Behold, Xerxes. Here at the center of... For this place is but one step away from the...
Professor, I completed the proof you wanted.
Thank you, Castorus.
The answer is plain as day. My vote goes to the Flame Chase journey and nothing else!
I have deciphered the truth of this world.
This is evil.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear.
No! Ligus, you can't! Anaxa, what? I hope you are prepared for the harsh punishment awaiting you. Mark my words, I will make sure that...
Have you
You put on such a grand performance, just to aid their
performance? No, you are quite mistaken. If you really understood me, Lady Kindness, you'd realize that I never had any interest in your pathetic little game. Because I, and I alone...
Lady Kindness, with all the citizens here as witnesses, we should honor the... I have observed that Akama has chosen her destiny. This citizens...
You! It seems not everyone is ready for the assembly. By your leave, Lord Lycan.
Elders and citizens, your attention, please. Stay for a moment more.
Why does this... Just moments ago, all of you made a decision, but I regret to say that I still... Tell me, who among you dare swear to Kefali's name that Era Nova will truly welcome the fairy tale ending that the No one? Must very well. You. No? Fine. Next. You.
What are you trying to do?
Useless. You're...
Hey! Mind your tongue!
So, no one? I see. In that case...
What were the prompts again? I kind of forgot.
Fine.
Tell me, you a beautiful, truly welcome. There's that profound name that they all reveal.
Answer me.
Professor, what are you doing?
Let him continue with his performance.
Performance.
Will you look at that? Even Finan and Aglaya lack the courage to make... And what's even more absurd is that no one but I can promise you this new world. And yet, the Assembly passed the resolution anyway. But you needn't worry, because I knew better than to trust you good-for-nothings. That is precisely why I am here today. To give you one final... Now listen up and listen well. I, Anaxagoras of the
Yeah,
Grove of
whatever.
Epiphany, hereby declare... everything that the Flame Chase journey promises is true! Finan of Ides Elysiae, the prophesied demigod who shall succeed Kefali, will reforge each and every one of us in the new world with his complete, intact memory.
What?
The core flame-bearing titans were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday, and the Chrysos heirs who carry the core flames today will become the titans of tomorrow. All of our souls shall endure for eternity in the miracle of the World Bearer. And all under Kefali's protection shall step into that new world.
Wow.
This is your blasphemy!
What? Are you saying that we must bow down to you and worship you even in our next lives? Enough, you blasphemous imbecile! How dare you try to deceive us with all these...
I told you, don't interrupt me. But since you've asked, I shall be kind and indulge you. My statements are based on my... You heard me correctly, everyone. With the tacit approval of Kindness and the Council of Elders, I fused my soul with a god through alchemy and learned the truth behind Aaron.
What is he talking about? Isn't that pure blasphemy?
I, the vile, wretched blasphemer, deserve nothing less than death for my sins. And the Council of Elders, which granted me consent and aided in committing this atrocity, should face punishment alongside me.
By the gods, even Kindness has betrayed Akuma.
But kindness, we're carefully evolved.
I had no knowledge of his transgressions. He did that on his own. The Council of Elders, Lord Lygus, as the esteemed Theoros, are you going to simply stand by and allow the Council of Elders to be dragged through the mud?
If
I guess
the
don't even
accusation
care
is
about him.
true, I will acknowledge it. If not, my conscience stands unburdened. Lady Kindness, the reputation of the Count, repercussions await those who fool the people, and punishment must be meted out on those who abandon their vows.
You...
Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, I humbly ask that you take on the responsibility of overseeing. Considering the circumstances, and in accordance with Akuma's codex, as the only demigod among us, you shall rightfully wield this authority.
The honor is mine to bear. Elders and citizens, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has made his statement clear. As per our first, Elder Kindness of Akuma and Lygus the Theoros stand accused of neglecting their duties and abusing the law in the names of Talantan and Kefali. Akuma is to form a committee before the 7th action hour to conduct an investigation and disclose the findings to the public for subsequent judgment.
Cursey.
Now, concerning in the names of Talantan and Kefali, the accused must be allowed to hear the people's voice prior to the execution.
Professor.
Let him die! Let him die!
Go to chant.
What decision?
Enough with the hesitation, Agla.
Let him die!
Then, in light, O Talantan on high.
the song.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I bore the name of Castris while walking among the mortals. And now, I stand as the demigod of death,
Does she have
the
this
living
crown
side
originally?
of Thanatos. Welcome to my realm, where the west wind ends.
Mom, I made it. My character arc is finally done.
You're still as energetic as always. Did you know? Every flower here was planted by Thanatos himself. These flowers were originally both lifeless and immortal, but in the first rain brought by the River of Souls, and it is my duty as the Master of Death to tend to their well-being and foster their growth in this serene haven, similar to the structured cycle of life and death in the mortal world. These flowers too shall wither and fade, returning to the earth and then ascending to the sky with mist and tides. Eventually, they will descend to the mortal land as gentle rain. Every soul undergoes the perpetual cycle of reincarnation. Yet, sadly, there's no time left for Emporius to wait for when the... Now, death is the power at my fingertips. It once led the souls of the deceased here, but I shall open the gate of the netherworld and return you to the realm of the living. In exchange, please, take the core flame of death with you and complete the flame chase journey. Do not let our work thus far be in vain.
You're not going back.
Just like the other demigods, I will stay here and embrace my destiny.
No.
That being
Castris.
said, it is not easy to guide a lost soul back to the mortal realm. The whispers of death are sweet and alluring. If your determination wavers, you will succumb and be forever. Please consider this a one-time exception. I will, and for your life, the only life I can save.
I'll do my best. Of course,
I
Cassidy.
am glad to hear that.
Over here!
I believe in you.
Don't go.
Lift your chin up high and step forward with the...
That's right. Keep your eyes on the dawn.
Onward. Show me your courage.
Partner.
I'm cheating, basically. Thank you, casters. We've already made it to the end. We can have one last glance at that sea of flowers. Oh, she says it way slower.
Fear not, as a touch of red will be awaiting you at the end of the path. It'll guide you and illuminate the way out. By doing so, you'll eventually reunite in the warmth of the sunlight.
What's this? What in the world? With these shadows and voices.
All of this is proof that you once lived. Your soul, your memories, the years you've journeyed through, and the path they revealed, leading you back home. So, Continue onward. Do not stop moving forward, and do not let her sacrifice and the support of all who have stood by you be in vain. Over here, friend! Take my hand. Let's go home.
This has to be that. Let the trailblazing continue. I'm back.
At last. I knew you could do it. Your soul is still perfectly whole. As if some kind of force is trying its best to keep it together. Is it Ornyx's final blessing? Or... perhaps it is fate, once again fulfilling its own design. Or perhaps it is the laws from beyond the sky, so familiar to you. It seems that this is the riddle. The sensation of becoming a demigod is truly wondrous. It's as if the river of souls is winding its way through the depths of my spirit. Do you recall that prophecy? At the end of the sea of flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips. And after an embrace, I promised you that I would do everything in my power to give. I can finally end it in a way that is as beautiful as it deserves.
Oh, this is the
The
trailblazer.
wish I once sought, but could never grasp, is now within reach. In this brand new world, every blooming life will lift its arms in celebration and recount the profound meaning of this very instant. Every touch, every embrace we share will never again be an ice-cold loss. They will radiate with an sowing love far and wide throughout the land.
Oh my god, the cutscene.
The other shore is very cold.
Oh my god, it's Pollux. Oh, she's still alive.
May I borrow your warmth? One last time. Thank you for fulfilling this wish of mine. The place I'll be going to is what humans call the Land of Sorrows.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
But with this heartbeat and the residual heat of this embrace, I shall turn the Netherrealm into a gentle place of rest.
As it should. May all your flowers bloom, Cassius.
This embrace may be brief, but it's the proof that I once lived. Farewell, then. May we reunite in the new world.
Oh my god. Cassidy.
That grand and absurd performance was what you've been seeking your whole life?
Claire's not happy.
I gave up everything in search of truth. You, on the other hand, performed as I expected. You did not hesitate when you saw the chance to attain power.
Crave power, like a fly craves rot.
Those are your words, not mine.
But what you said at the end, did you already know what I had planned for Thainan?
I may have lost an eye, but my vision is clearer than anyone else. You've nearly exhausted your humanity. You're no different from my current state as a walk.
That's true. I've long since burned to ash over the past 1,000 years. Only he is capable of unleashing a raging fire that rivals our final great enemy, Aquila.
So, this is our last chance. May I resonate with your core flame, Aglaya?
Please do.
That's impossible. To persist with your soul thinned to such an extent. You're
Just as you fight to lug your corpse onward to complete your unfinished goals, I have my own reasons for doing this. Until Finan grows into his position as the prophesied leader, I must continue to lead everyone on the Flame Chase journey. I must keep inching forward.
I've long predicted this was the case, but I didn't think you'd already lost so much. How ironic. We would have avoided so many misunderstandings. But casting aside our ideological differences, there is...
Finan.
Yes. He was born to be a hero. He understands the hearts of the people. And, sadly, he is a man cursed by Nestia. But, by my estimates, his horribly elaborate sense of style...
Congratulations are in order. We found common ground at the very end of...
When you put it that way, it makes me want to take back what I said.
Glaya, we're back. Come welcome our great hero reborn from the ashes.
I hope he didn't hear your earlier assessment.
It wouldn't be the first time I criticized him. A man should...
Let's submit another core flame.
But I don't see Castris among your number.
It looks like she not only helped me prove my theory, but helped you fulfill your mission as well.
I agree.
She might not have
Did
been
everyone
able
have to
to
die
change
in
her
every
fate,
patch, man?
but she still wrote the final verse of her epic herself. Trinan, please recite the prophecy for us. Trailblazer, please surrender that scalding core flame for us as well. You are the only life she ever saved by her own hand in her 1,000 years on this earth. I believe no one is more qualified for this noble task.
O gods who have returned, and gods who are still watching, today we bring you a soul laid bare. The hand of shadow,
After listen
Thanatos,
to all this.
remembered their name from the past. From daylight they came, and to their fragrant dwelling they return, to walk now among your ranks. And there was one who joined hands with the Titan, a traveler risen from the dead, and reborn among mortal kind. She is the everlasting night, and shall now proclaim in her good name, O Majesty of the 12 Titans, pillars of the world, we seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. Step forward, trailblazer from beyond the sky, and together with us, surrender the core flame and carve their star into the sky.
Beautiful words, Trinan. Goodbye, Castris. I save you. We'll see you. My computer screen is mad dirty.
Constellation for death.
For life and death, to be more precise.
Anaxagoras, bro. This guy, bro.
Look, it's
Casty. Is that Casters?
No, it's only a divine echo. I think she's here for the trial.
Onyx?
What did she say?
That's the language of the Titans. Castor is... No. The Titan. They said, I have illuminated the cold shadow of death.
Onwards. For your path to the future is bright and its flame eternal. Do not forget.
You only have 3 left. Only have 3 left.
She made quite a scene. I suppose it's my turn now.
I won't stop you.
Professor, you... What's with that look? So, let's get this execution over with. We wouldn't want to
You never change. I don't understand. If your theory is correct, you'll lose all memories of your past life once you become...
Of course there's a point. Even it goes without saying, I'll find a way to retrieve memories of my past life.
I still don't really understand what you said during the assembly.
Then allow me to tell you, what exactly are we? My answer is that the Chrysos heirs are the future Titans and vice versa. So, what are we when it comes to regular mortals? The very essence of the world, our souls, are tiny invisible seeds that hold records of each person's memories of the world. And we are the buds that sprout.
Is that what new sporism means?
Correct. Once our physical bodies are born, we become new extensions of the world. From there, just as seeds are affected by their environment, so too will our appearances differ across memories. But the partial memories we carry, to destroy our very existence, one must destroy the world itself. But we have someone who will still live on with his perfect memory. That person is you, child of Kefali. So, carry everything of this world and live on. Don't disappoint, though, and especially, don't bring dishonor to my theory.
An XO, yes, bro.
Anaxa, I swear to you.
That is all I have to say.
Farewell, great performer.
Seriously, safeguard your
Are you
thoughts.
satisfied, Honorable Titan?
Very. I hereby swear I have borne witness, Anaxagoras of the New Sporus. Thus, you shall transcend the peaks of purity and return.
Oh, so that's a god's prophecy. Ah, Cersei.
Well, you... But I do...
I knew it. What is it? Maybe what...
As you've so boldly stated, we and the world itself live on... If that is the case, whose memories did the very first new spore sprout from?
How should I know? But we should allow the children of humanity who come after us to... Rejoice, Cersei's. I sow the seeds of suspicion in the new world with your soul!
And now, the objective is complete. That is all.
He got the core flame for his sacrifice. Oh my god, that's another core flame.
Thankfully, she's still alive.
March.
Was March 7th also in this condition?
Condition was very similar. Just at the time, you expected to have a memo keeper who could diagnose the
But
condition.
she still woke up naturally.
Once awakened from the ice, her memory was completely wiped clean. Once you prepare for the worst to prevent something like that from happening again, can you share your hypothesis?
I do not have conclusive evidence, but
Judging by her current condition, perhaps March 7th's memories have been hijacked. Think
Hijack.
about it, Miss Himiko. What will happen when someone loses their ability to remember?
I don't know. They just start thinking about what they want to remember. But hearing that a species of fish on Vonwhack had the memory span of less than a second, I guess anything that occurred next to perhaps something similar will happen.
Unfortunately, short-term memory is an entirely different concept from the inability to remember. Perhaps, but an individual who has lost their ability to remember turns into nothingness. The belief of the garden is that everything in this universe can be interpreted through memories. This is the driving force behind the continuance of this path. The past is made up of memoria, while the future is a possibility that will eventually be converted to memoria. But the present, it doesn't really exist, and it's only an abstract expression. Therefore, when a person is affected by the path and loses their ability to remember, their physical form will also be affected. Is Miss Himiko In other words, now is the time for... That's not a problem, of course. The true reason behind my intentions is that Amphorius holds special significance. For some memo keepers of the garden with extremist views, it is a perfect... A world that can only be seen through the garden's mirror means that memo keepers have the right to keep the world in their private collection. If those pathstriders of remembrance were to uncover the secrets of Amphorius first, they might unleash their wild ambitions and remodel more I chose to remain quiet before, because I did not want to involve you in the... You can be even bolder with your guesses. The people that I'm talking about, they aren't just individuals. I cannot be certain. I am deeply sorry about what has happened to March 7th. But the deal that I proposed, Miss Himiko, Let me take back a part of what I said just now, Miss Himiko. Although we indeed struck a deal, it seems like I have involved you in some unforeseen danger. Please. It's Fooly. Their gaze has just swept across Amphorius.
What does that even mean? The Yehuda?
Oh, how interesting.
What is this show?
I never expected a mere memo snatcher to be actually what's even more interesting is that the word Amphorius has appeared in her subconscious.
Why does she talk so fast?
Seems to be having fun. Is she usually like this?
It's hard to explain.
What are you two whispering about? Has it not occurred to you that I can hear everything clearly?
Please pardon me, Madam Herta.
The ones who need help are the Astral Express. You will have to put up with my methods, even if they are rather unconventional. Let's get back to the topic. By using the fourth mirror, I rummaged through the brain of this memo snatcher and look. Not only does this person know of Amphorius, but there are... I searched through her consciousness and found the following terms. Since I'm not able to find any useful clues from the outside...
You're planning to head to...
Yes, but not in the flesh. See these Herta mirrors? With them, I can project my... But of course, these corners of the cosmos must be within the coverage zone of interastral peace.
I see. You do seem like the more indoor type.
Sunday's actually
Although
on
that
Bumbo.
star zone is not within the network of the IPC, the Express itself can serve as a signal station. Come, give me then sit back. All right, now that everything is ready, mirrors, get to work. First mirror, input as you commit the preparations. second this time. Third mirror. You're good. Quit. Forget it. Just you. Preparation of the data spirit thought refraction at max. Excellent.
Have a safe trip, ma'am.
May your journey yield good results.
Coordinates input complete. Spatial warp activated.
Oh my god, white screen. Why does that blind me?
Oh, so that's Amphorius? Second mirror. Prepare for. What? Can't you hurry? Yes, ma'am. I didn't expect it to be so turbulent. Let's see. What's this? Oh, I finally. How esteemed must you be for the great? What's this? Oh, it moves? It's either a projection or a fake. There doesn't seem.
My deepest
Who's there?
You'll visit, although not part of my calculations.
Are you not going to answer?
I have many. I'd like Kurgus.
All right, Lygus. But you can't possibly think that I'm just asking for an.
Regrettably, I do not. However, standards are always flexible. Now, please, kindly turn back. Amphorius is.
You seem to understand me very well. Then you should know that I have no reason.
Your reaction is completely within my calculations. Despite my long years, but my answer remains unchanged.
Let's assume for a second that I'm not so well-mannered. How do you plan?
Within the scope of the ultimate agreement, there are 100s. After filtering through them, I have to...
Oh? I'm off.
First, for reasons that cannot be disclosed, Amphorius...
That's not a good argument.
Second, if your plan is, as you've alluded to previously, just like you, I have basked in the gaze of the erudition.
Oh, no wonder I couldn't find a back door. When I did a scan of our surroundings, the safety protocols on you are comparable to Scrooge's.
I assume that you...
Of course. Why?
Third,
It is so
even if
chill.
you exhaust all, you will surely give up once you understand the consequences of your actions. After all...
What a brazen robot. You think that you can actually understand me through your pouch, but since you put it that way, what?
It concerns the third path that is entangled with them. The destruction. You will break the shackles of a Lord Ravager. And when that happens...
Let's go. He's completed 3.2. Finally. Yes. Yes. Dude, there is so much going on in here. Oh my god. It's crazy. Not going through the Fate Atlas, but it takes too long. There's only 5 more to do. Or 6, actually. Memory code can be written. Wait, what? How does she know? Wow, Aglaya, Anaxa, Cypher. Let's do Maide. I know Maide's story's coming to an end. It's really close to ending.
Die for glory, coward.
I don't read these, but I think they do play a big part of someone's life in some kind of way. I'm like skimming through it.
Therefore, never turning your goal.
After the Castellas, the Naxorius is. Oh, it's only on third one.
Do not make him your
He may see.
Wow, that means he still has a bit more to do in
all
the
is
story.
science and human. If this
A glance on the fourth one.
Though I can know.
Why are those that have... If you...
Caster or Cypher is brand new to the story, and she only has one. Wow, usually
The
they have
first
like 2 or 3, but no, only one. Damn, Cypher, you gotta pick up your slack. You're not doing much in
The
this
second.
saga of heroes.
The third story.
I think
The fourth story.
Cypher.
The dawn.
Her name not Cypher, her name is Cypher. And Cassie only has her third story. That's crazy.
the four people. This is true. What she bring apart.
Dude, that's been so long. It took forever. But we are missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're only missing 1, 2, 3, 4 more characters. Trippy Story's almost done. My Day of Glare is almost done. Should we pick the first option actually? to complete 32 now. Oh my god, Fate comes out in literally 12 hours. And I have 60 pulls or something. Yeah. I need 110, not from 2.4, so that's gonna be quite hard. Oh wait, shop resets in literally 22 minutes. What else could I do? I guess I could try to be pure fiction while I wait. I use genuine for this side, which is actually not good probably. Fire, ice, physical. I have no physical units though. I do have an ice character, and she's about to get buffed literally like next update. So should be using this actually. This is the new comp I should be using, and I use Node 1 is just way weaker. I can